So when that music's playing, I can't really hear you.
I can't hear it playing. I can't hear the music playing.
Oh, it definitely was.
Oh, now I can hear it. You can hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Is it clear or is it like...
I mean, no.
I don't know why. It's got to be the internet.
Did you get the baby down?
He's been sleeping for 2 weeks, so baby down is just a matter of setting him down in there now. He's starting to figure it out on his own, thank the Lord.
Nice.
It's much better.
Nothing like Benadryl and a little shot of Pendleton.
No, it's the people's elbow from the top rope. It'll put any baby down quick.
You used to watch that quite a bit, huh? You and Justin?
WWE?
Mm-hmm.
Me and my dad did. Really?
Who was your guy?
What's funny is the people that I used to watch are still in the WWE, like Rey Mysterio and John Cena, and I really liked like Kane and The Undertaker and those guys too.
Yeah, the Big Show.
The Big Show. I had the WWE video game on what was it? PS2? PS3? Had to be PS3.
You had PS3.
I had PS2, but you had to be on PS3 when WWE was out. But no, it was disgusting. I used to play Mason in that game all the time.
Yeah.
Jumping off the ropes, kicking people.
I think there was one thing where you had like you can build your character and have like a My Career or something like that.
Oh, like every good game. Good game.
Every good game.
Gotta have a My Career.
You wanna kick off the intro?
Yes. So thank you everybody for coming in, checking out the live podcast. We try to do these every single Monday, especially here in the off season. Sometime between 7 and 8 o'clock, just depending on the Monday. And we also do a couple different formats of the show. We do guests. That's typically in kind of the second half of the year. We try to do the majority of the guest stuff, and put those out. But you guys can tune in on YouTube, Instagram, wherever for the live version of the show, and then check us out on Apple Podcast and Spotify as well. So, what did I miss?
Just think you get it. But for those of y'all listening, possibly at another date, if you're listening to this on Apple Podcast or Spotify, if you guys want to join in on this conversation, throw us topics, or maybe you can tell us how wrong we are. Yep, we do it every Monday. So like he said before, just jump on then and we'd love to chat.
Try not to miss a Monday. Yeah, okay. I got one on Facebook. Christian Pierce said, how do you upload videos for you guys to review? The best way to send us videos to review is probably over Instagram. I don't think there's a way to send them over Facebook or anything else like that. So if you guys want us to reference something on the show, probably send it on Instagram DM and I'll pull it up. I don't know that everybody else will be able to see it. That would be kind of cool.
I mean, as long as it's like PG, I think it'd be okay.
Mm-hmm. Don't send us anything bad.
If not, just send it to Christian's personal account.
I'll give you Jake's personal. Don't send it to the corporate page.
So I feel like this is just a weekly thing now, but how's your shed thing going? You making a dent?
Road to 40?
Yeah.
It's not even March and I'm at 11.
Starting to use your toes now?
I didn't know if I ever was going to get into double digits. I went several times and couldn't find the 10th. I just couldn't. The other day I went and did about probably 3.5, 4 miles, and I didn't find anything the first like 3 miles. And I'm thinking, nice, another wasted trip, because it's not convenient to go over and shed hunt this public. It's every bit of an hour from the house, like one way. So when I go over there, it's a time commitment. And I found 2 more, like a 6-point or a 3-point side, and then a 4-point side off of probably a 2-year-old 8-point. But funny enough, I was shed hunting an area where I'd found like 4 the other day, and I'm walking, and I've said it on the podcast before, but this particular piece of public, these deer are like goats. They just are like sheep. They just herd up, and I saw a herd just running towards me, and I'm like, oh, heck yeah, get down. And the bucks and the does, especially at this time of year, they all like commingle together, and there were like 10 does and 10 bucks, and none of them were missing a single side. And I'm like, sweet. So I'm exclusively looking for for last year's sheds, pretty much. So not a single buck missing a side. I did get one on trail camera yesterday that was missing both sides, but you could tell he was probably like a year and a half old buck, and so probably looking for a shed about that big. That's a needle in a haystack. But man, they're starting to do it, but not a whole lot down here. Me and Denton were talking about going shed hunting, and we were going to go the weekend of March 20th, and he's more experienced in Texas than I am, and he still was saying he thinks probably 30-40% of the deer will still be holding by then. And I'm just like, that's depressing.
How big's that piece that you're on? You said
it's 10,000 plus.
Oh, okay.
Acres.
Okay, so there's a little bit of room to stretch your legs down there.
Oh, there's plenty. There's plenty of stuff that I've never even went into that general area. Yeah.
Whenever you're talking about that smaller shed that you're looking for, do you remember that one? Okay, first off, I'll tell a story, and then I want to know like what yours is. But the smallest shed I've ever found was, remember when we were down southeast, and it was you, Carol, and I, and we were back there, like kind of back where kickstand buck used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And we were by that pond, and there was a shed, a little spike shed about that big, and it was just kind of like warped. That was probably one of the smallest ones I've ever found.
Yeah. I could tell you about one that we went shed hunting in Southwest and Grady was there one time, and he found one about this big. Like it was about 1.5 inches, and it was probably the hardest shed to ever find that I've seen. But it was like small enough where you could have put it on your keychain.
That would be kind of cool though.
Yeah, and that would be super cool, like drill one out. But I bet the smallest one I've ever found would be like a 6-inch, 7-inch forky or something like that.
That's not that small though.
No, I've never found like a spike shed or anything like that. I don't think I've ever found one of those. That would be my smallest, and then my biggest shed I think is probably like a 60-inch shed. Yeah, probably like off of like a low 130s. That match set that I found.
At Jesse's?
Yeah, that was probably my biggest. That's probably my biggest single side, which is not. It's not that impressive. You could top that for sure. I mean, Jordan sent me a video the other day, or a picture of sheds on his tailgate, and he had, in one trip, he probably had 7 that were bigger than any I've ever found. I'm just like, oh, okay.
The only match set I've ever found is on a deadhead, so
that doesn't count.
I'll count it.
Match set on a deadhead.
Speaking of deadheads,
match sets then.
Yeah. Do you have your what would that be, 2020 buck on hand?
It's in the garage.
Oh, that thing looked pretty sweet. How long did that take you?
15 minutes, maybe.
Really? Huh.
So, they got me. Advertising does work, but that company that makes I think it's called Velvet Antler Technologies. They make that spray that we brought to Kodiak that holds the velvet in place.
Oh, the Velvet Lock?
Yeah, they make that. They also have an antler stain, and it's like, if you ever found a shed or found a deadhead that you wanted to restore, and I'm like, yeah, and they showed the guy doing it, and you basically get like one big paintbrush, like a normal size paintbrush, and then you get like a micro little one that looks like it has maybe like 10 strands of hair on it for the little in between the burrs and stuff, and you just apply a coat to it, and then you let it dry, and it's every coat you add, it gets darker and darker and darker. But that one I sent you, it was kind of, I would call it caramel. Like, it's not super dark chocolate, but that's how I remember that deer was pretty carameled. up. He wasn't like a super dark horned deer. So
Was he not more on the darker side?
he's on the darker side, but like if caramel is like a 5 and dark chocolate's like a 10, he was probably like a 6. He wasn't like,
Yeah.
oh my god, dark. Because there's some that you can't even see their head because they're so dark. Like can't even see the horns because they're so dark. You know, he wasn't like
just
that or
past
anything.
those.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. But I thought it turned out pretty good.
It looked good. It looked good. That is so. Obviously, I think that one is like something worthy of restoring. How do you feel about just regular deadheads you find that are all whited out, maybe a little chewed up? Do you think people should restore those, or you think you should just kind of like leave them as they lie?
Like the ones that you just find that you didn't shoot or anything.
Yeah,
I don't know.
because I kind of have a distaste for that because Dakota was over here the other day and like so in front of me I have just like three European mounts of obviously bucks that I shot, but I have so like a lot bigger deadheads out just hanging in the garage right now just because they're deadheads. I didn't shoot them. I just found them. And he's like, why don't you just bring those deadheads in here, like clean up a little bit and just leave them hung up in here? And I'm like, because they don't really mean that much to me.
I think anything you display in your house needs to be something you've shot.
Yeah.
That's just my like.
I mean, unless it's like a passed down mount or, you know, like a European mount or something like that from like your dad, grandpa or something like that, 100% hang that sucker up. But just the ones you find or something, it's like they don't really mean that much. They're good garage decor.
I mean this wholeheartedly, if I found a 170-inch deadhead, I would put it in the garage. Like I wouldn't put it in my room. I swear I wouldn't. I wouldn't. There's something psychological. Like I don't want people thinking. I don't want their first reaction to be like, "When did you shoot this one?" You know, I want to be like,
just lie and make up a story. Like, how good of a friend are they? Are they just coming over to the house just for crap and giggles?
Well, if they're coming to the house, they're a tremendous friend. So I'll show these people. The only thing I didn't like about this. So this is a buck that I restored the other day. Oh, it's so washed out. You can't even see it. That sucks. Let me see if that makes it any better. Oh yeah, that is a little better. So those you remember how white those were? Those were like completely bone dry white. The only thing that makes it look weird is the skull is still like super brittle and broken. And I'm like, but I'm gonna leave it on there because I could cut the horns off and like put it on a new like fake head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just kind of skull cap it.
But then it's like taking a buck that you shot and like cutting them off, and that just feels wrong.
No, I'd leave it. I mean, because then no one else is really going to give a dang except you about that buck. So
yeah,
you might as well just keep it.
I agree. Mason said, "Can you cash at me 500? Can you cash at me 500? I'll turn 1,000. I'll turn that around on you, please."
If Carol was here, he'd be able to double it. Oh, speaking of that, dude, we went, or I guess Saturday, we hung out with Carol for his birthday, and after we went golfing and stuff, he took us out on the boat, snack spoonbill and stuff.
Y'all doing any good?
That's some fun stuff. I mean, we were only out there for like 15 minutes just because it got super, super cold, and plus he was having family come over. But yeah, I didn't snag it, but Nathan snagged it, and he was like, "Here, I don't even want to reel this thing in." And I was like, "Shoot, hand it to me," because I wasn't having any luck. And so I reeled that one in, and then Colin Seabolt was there, and he actually snagged his own and reeled it in. But the one I caught was like maybe 20 pounds. Like he wasn't very big at all. And then Colin caught a pretty good one, and I don't know if he'd want me to say or not, but it was banded, so that was cool. We didn't keep it. We just tossed it back.
Yeah, dude. I couldn't live where Carol lives and have access to that technology because every fish would have a hook in it.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
I would just spend hours out there just doing it.
I told him, I was like, I don't care what you're doing. Here in the next like 2-3 weeks, I will be over there one weekend from daylight till dark, as long as he can find the crappie.
Yeah, that would be awesome. You're almost there. March and April.
Crappie
That's the time.
It's fun.
Zach said, "Evening, fellas. Nah, sheds go on the mantle or a shelf to display. Adds to the decor." I think sheds do. I think sheds do. I just don't think deadheads do. Just my opinion.
So what I started doing on sheds to kind of make them more personable. I mean, it's not like I find a ton, but I'll take a Sharpie and I'll write like the date and then who found it. Like if Abby finds it or if I find it, that's basically the ones I write on. But yeah, and then I'll put them in the big pile or whatever, and then that way, years down the road, it's just like I don't really remember about this shed because those little dinks kind of get mixed up. So that's kind of what I do.
What I do is I take them all. So this is my idea, at least this year too, and I think I've done this in the past. I like to keep all the sheds from the year, and then at least stack them up at the end of the season, like April, and get a tailgate pick of like, hey, here's the full year of like everything you found, and then I totally give them away to people for dog toys, because if they're the average shed's like a 4-point to like a very small 8-point, and I'm like, you don't need these. Because have you ever been in people's houses and they have like 40, 50, 100 out in a bucket somewhere and they're like all bone chalk white and you're like, oh, and they've just been sitting in the sun for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
I give them to people for their dogs. And every time I go to someone's house around here, they're like, oh, my dog loved that, that shed. If it's a really good one, if it's like a pretty big one, I'll keep it. But I like to give them away because I feel like it's not like sharing a meal with venison where you're like trying to win someone over about deer hunting, but it's just one cool connection to like people that don't probably care about deer at all. And they're like, oh, this is cool. My dog likes this.
I mean, theoretically, all those toys and little chewables that are dog treats are made from antler.
Well, and they cut them up. And if you go to PetSmart, dude, they'll have like this much of an antler and it's like $10. Like, dude, I'll give you a full shed. And they're like, I have had friends ask me, can you cut it up? And I've broken several saw blades trying to cut through antlers. Yeah. And then I'm just like, no, you can just take the whole shed. Like they'll gnaw on it eventually.
Do you have like a cutting blade on a grinder, or do you just have like a sawzall? What do you use?
No, just a sawzall. Because I have that electric sawzall that I use to clean deer. Like
I would think a sawzall would get through that.
It does.
Got like a wood blade on it or something.
It does, but after about 10 of them, your blade's pretty done. Yeah. But no, I like giving them away. But I do want to have like one epic like pile pick, and then start to dell them out, because everybody asks for their for sheds for their dog, and I'm like, after season you can have them. Mm-hmm. But until then, they're mine. I have a trash can in my garage that I'm just filling up with sheds.
I'm looking on Instagram right here. Hunter Simmons said, "Uh-oh." And then he said, "I'm gonna send you a wiener pic, so please don't." Christian might like it, but I'm usually dissuaded from that kind of thing. And then Caleb said, "Have a shed basket full. Deadheads go in the basket as well." So my question is, how many he finds? Because Caleb Royal Archery or Royalty Archery.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Where does he live at? He lives in Texas, doesn't he?
Central Texas. I think he's over closer to like San Antonio now.
Gotcha. Okay.
We've shot the Austin Archery Club together. So
is he a good shot? Don't lie.
It's been a long time, but he's probably still better than me.
I mean, that's not really saying much.
I know. That's why I said it gives you no frame of reference. That's anyone from a 12-year-old kid to Chris B, and everyone in between.
Chris B, more like Chris Me. Did we already get Zach's fellers? Yep.
And he said I only got one deadhead. He sent a picture of his mantle. This is his display for sheds.
Oh, yeah. That is a good spot for him.
That is nice. I'll tell you what, the older I get, I used to really dislike them, but I really like European mounts now. Like when they're real bleached white and they look good. I want a wall of European mounts, like 20,
I
30.
like them because of the price.
They're freaking not that cheap down here. They're still $175.
Yeah, but I mean, if you have the kind of the right setup, you can somewhat do it yourself.
So I like doing them because it's like a good excuse to kind of sit in the garage and just vibe out a little bit. It's so disgusting if you
Yeah,
don't
that's why
have
you have.
to take the water and all that
Mhm.
crap. I live in a suburban neighborhood. It's really nasty. Like it smells. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, you were doing it inside your garage, and I was just like, that's gonna
I
have to
keep
reach
the
the
garage door open.
Yeah, I know, but still,
Where else is there to do it? The driveway?
that's where I'd do it.
Where's the remains going? The grass? And somebody's dog eats it?
Yeah, yeah, exactly, dude. That's perfect. They literally walk by and while they poop in your yard, they eat the remains and then go throw up in the owner's house. Just
Why is my
like
dog dead? Because I've got bleach water and brains that your dog.
Oh, dude, your dog won't die. So there was what was it? What was it? There's a deer I shot one time, and the carcass and stuff I just dumped to the back of my mom's pasture, and her dogs ended up dragging a good chunk of it out. And mind you, it was back there for probably a week and a half, and I'm talking gut pile and all that stuff, right? And one of the dogs drug it up there, and then it ended up making about 12 piles of like poop and vomit all in her garage because she leaves her garage door cracked a little bit, and it was absolutely disgusting. She was like, "Did you throw anything back there?" And I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-mm.
That wasn't me. I don't know what that is."
Say, keep your dogs on a leash.
Yeah. So they won't die. They'll just get very, very sick.
Yeah, no thanks. My dog might die. He's pretty fragile. He probably would die. Zach said, since the wife said they can go in the living room, all mounts and their friends have to live in here. The older I get, I like Euros also. Yeah, man. I want some big Euros because anything I've ever shot that had any size at all, and by that I mean about 115 and up, it got shoulder mounted. So now I have like 5 shoulder mounts between like 110 and 125. And I'm like, nice. That deer was not $700. Should have European mounted that.
It doesn't make him look any bigger European mounted. I'll tell you that.
No, it doesn't. But then when you come into somebody's house, you're like, why'd you do that? It's one thing if there's a few of them. When there's like 5 of them, you're like, why'd you keep doing that?
So yeah, I made a vow after I shot and mounted that thing. I was like, never again. Because like from that angle, he look, on the screen he looks pretty good. He's not.
That'll trophy scan.
Yeah, he's not all he cracks up to be. But yeah, after I shot that one and mounted him, I was like, that did it.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Mason said, Jake, do you know who Christian's bigger brother is? You talking in sense of older or more chiseled?
I don't know. It looks like the guy in that profile pic wearing Vans. That's big bro.
Who could win a fight between you two? If we're being super, super honest.
If you're being super honest, brother, I wax on, wax off. No, I'm unhittable. So, you can't beat what you can't hit, man. I don't even have to return fire.
That's true.
I just turn sideways, disappear. That's a problem.
Zach said even elk Euros or a moose look legit.
Elk
I did see
Euros are awesome.
Yes. I did see a moose get hung up on like Facebook Reels or Instagram Reels or something like that in a dining room. And this thing was just bleach white and the horns were just, I mean, it wasn't even a very, like, I don't know how big moose are, but it didn't look like a giant by no means. And I was like, that is one of the prettiest things I've ever seen in my whole life is a European mounted moose.
I don't like European mounted moose.
No,
I don't think they look good. No, like I think they look cool when people are like, I think they look cool when people are walking with them, like out of the bush or something, or they're on your back. I think it looks super cool. I think their noses are really long, and for a European mount, it looks like a swordfish. like their nose piece portion of it. You know, like a elk, even an elk nose is like that long, but a moose is like that, and so it's like a head, and then they
Yeah.
look goofy to me.
I'll tell you what. We'll shoot 2 apiece, and that way we can have 1 apiece, and then we can judge it after that.
Yeah, if I shoot a moose, it's gonna get shoulder mounted.
That's what I said about an elk, and then I was just like, oh, there's money behind that.
You're like, how much is it? Like 1,500. You're like, you're Aaron Cordy said you can always switch the skull plate on a mount to a new set of antlers if you want to save money in space. I've never done it. I feel bad taking antlers off a deer that I shot and then cutting them off and putting them on something else. Like that feels wrong. Maybe it's not, but it feels wrong.
If it's truly the same hide and stuff like that, I feel the same way. But if it's like already a redone hide, or maybe your hide get demolished during the drag out or something like that, then it's like, I can see it.
Depends how big it is. I get a new hide for a giant. Have to.
Hunter Simmons on Instagram, he said, I hang on to every shed dearly because I can never find them. And he said, I love my Euro.
Euros are sick. Jesse Bloomer said, when are you coming to help me shed hunt again? Jesse, don't do this if you're not serious, because I have a goal. I'm trying to get the road to 40 sheds this year. I'm at 11. Can you help me get 29 more? I need some help. Don't touch any of your wheat fields. Just leave them out there for me.
The easy ones.
I need the easy ones. Don't pick up the easy ones. My biggest sense from Jesse's place.
Give me a layup. Oh, Peyton found a giant over there too, didn't he?
He found a really good deadhead off a non-typical buck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that thing was crazy.
That was a really cool one. So Jesse, if you're being serious, text me. I would love to come. I'd love to come look. Zach said, do you guys have any interest in any exotics or goats?
I mean, so if we're talking straight exotics, would you? Yeah. So I think my first one would be like an Axis or a Kudu.
Low fence? Like, would you do a high fence exotic?
I mean, I would, because it's an exotic. Like, but low fence would be my preference.
I don't know. I'm kind of stubborn about that.
About what?
Just the high fence stuff. I just really don't like it for anything.
Understood. But if it's like a time and place, type of ordeal, it's like, I don't mind it in that sense. If it was like for a whitetail or anything else, it's like that's a different scenario. But for Axis, Kudu or something like that, it'd have to hunt like it wasn't. But
that's my problem right there. Exactly.
But listen, it's not. And it also wouldn't have a crossbow rest in the box blind. So
it's like saying, hey, I don't mind if it's a guy as long as it looks like a girl. You know what I mean?
We've all seen those. What country is that? Taiwan.
Lady boys.
Yeah, lady boys. Is that the country?
No, it's not Taiwan. It's Thailand.
Thailand, that's what it is.
I know geography is not crazy good, but the old Thailand. Yep. I do have interest in the exotics. You can kill Axis low fence, and I hate even saying low fence because that means that I hate acknowledging that.
You live in Texas. Shut up.
Dude, it's bad in Oklahoma too now. There's high fences. There's a lot of high fences now. A bunch of guys from my church went to one last weekend. But no, I do have interest in the exotics, but I would kind of rather. The thing about the exotics, dude, you can go to Africa and kill like 4 or 5 or 6 of them, I think, for like a similar price of maybe 1 or 2 here in the States and get to travel and see something different. So I'd probably rather go to Africa to shoot the exotics. But Axis for sure. Goats, there's no higher thing on the list than the goats. The bighorn, sheep, the mountain goat. Frick yeah. Mountain goat are super cool.
Would you rather shoot a bighorn or a mountain goat?
Oh, a bighorn is not even close.
Yeah, it's just the curls.
It's kind of like an antelope. Mountain goat is like an antelope because they get bigger, but every one of them's like, oh, it's still a mountain goat. They look similar.
What if your only chance of shooting a mountain goat would have to be, I don't know how they would do it this way, but just hear me out for this. Your best chance to shoot a mountain goat was high fenced, but it had to be with a blowgun. Would you do it?
No. Frick no.
No?
Mm-mm.
You wouldn't do any high fence hunt at all.
So
Fully paid, all expenses paid.
No.
You would not go on a high fence hunt.
no, I really wouldn't. I would go. I wouldn't shoot anything myself. No, I would like go if like somebody wanted to go. And I've been to a high fence before. I went to a bachelor party one time and they had a high fence and we drove around and looked at the animals and like they ran off like normal animals. But I'm like, dude, no, I don't like this. I'm going to get in trouble because somebody's going to call me to sell a high fence ranch. I'm going to be like, absolutely. You know, so
Do you have any harvest photos? If not,
wow, what a fantastic buck. You know,
Zach said, "What's your biggest match set?"
have you ever found a match set?
Mm-mm.
My biggest match set, I think, is like 131 or 132, something like that.
Is that your only match set?
No, I found other match sets. I found a super old chalky match set a couple years ago, and it was probably like off of 120s type buck.
Nice.
It was cool. He got injured in velvet, and his eye guard was like one was like a 3-inch eye guard, and the other one was just a 3-inch eye guard, but it literally bent around his main beam. You could just tell it got bent around during velvet. I gave that set to my mother-in-law, and now when we go out there to like eat Thanksgiving and stuff, the sheds are on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Funny enough, this is a funny story. Lauren gave her my biggest match set on accident because she was like, "Hey, my mom wants some sheds." I'm like, no worries. Like, take these ones in the garage. She goes and grabs my biggest match set, and I go out there during Thanksgiving, and my biggest match set's on the table as decorations. And I was like, absolutely not. And I snatched them up.
Take it back.
And I took them right home. So I was like, these are not decorations. These are mine.
I'm a rattling antler, son. About to cut the eye guards off them.
Mm-hmm.
We get a couple on Instagram. Mason said, "Christian, when I get there this weekend, will you cash out me $500?" He said, "I know where you can go to get a mountain goat at. I found a match set last week, pretty solid."
I did see that. That was cool. Mason did find a match set.
Was it big?
It's pretty good. Yeah, it was a pretty good set.
Must be nice. Must be nice. I guess you actually gotta try. Colton Armstrong. I don't know who this ugly person is, but don't be trying to get a draw in Thailand now, Jake. Don't be trying to get a draw. I mean, I'd just be a little bit curious. That's all.
It takes 10 years to draw a ladyboy tag. He's been putting in for a long time.
I seen this reel on Facebook, and it said it was this dude. It was like, "Are you ladyboy?" And she was like, "No. Here, see." And was like scrolling, showing her pictures, I guess, of her hoo-ha and stuff. And like, they're just a normal thing. It was just like, "No, look, here's my verification. Like, I don't have a peen." And it's like, what the heck's going on here?
I go to a country where you don't have to. Never mind. I'm married. Moving on. Anyways, Austin said, "I like Euros more here recently just because, one, the prices these days to mount a deer. Number two, being able to hold and handle the Euro. And they don't take as much room, and they're easier to pull them down and look at." You make good points, my friend. I'll tell you one of the best things to do is when you like skin out your buck and skin the face out and everything, because I've gotten to where I do that myself now and just basically bring the pelt to the taxidermist. You can keep it as a Euro for like a few weeks. And then one of my favorite things is skull capping them and then cleaning up the skull cap and then like keeping it in your truck, like where you can easily pull out the skull cap, because that's the awesome part, is like having the skull cap and being able to handle it. Be like, "No, check it out," and you hand it to him. And they're like, "Oh no, yeah, nice."
Yeah, but you know how annoying that is. That like from a taxidermist perspective, he's probably like, "Can't start on that one yet."
Probably, yeah, but they don't start on them until you drop it off anyway. So,
oh, that's true.
Just more money in the hat. What is this? Masons?
Yeah, those are Masons.
Yeah, that match set's a nice. That's nice.
Yeah, that's actually a really good one. Did he find them close to the house? The piece close?
I don't know that. I think that was. I think he's working. I want a big euro. Like I want like a 140 plus euro.
You already
Like-
got one. It's just not a whitetail.
What? An elk? True. Yeah, you're right. I want a big whitetail euro. Okay, this is a good one. Would you rather get a 200-inch buck or win the game-winning goal in the Olympics? I'm not gonna give my opinion yet. What do you think?
F the Olympics. I don't give a damn about that.
I was gonna say I didn't want to be controversial, but I don't care if China wins the Olympics if I get to shoot a 200-inch deer. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. The hockey thing was cool, but I'm like, all right, what's the news today? That's pretty cool.
See, look, if you shoot a 200-inch buck, you're winning it for yourself. If you win gold at the Olympics, you're winning it for the country. And I guess yourself, but mainly for the country. So who's the real winner there? Not you.
They should have a deer hunting Olympics, and if you shoot a 200, you get a gold medal.
I'd be down with that.
I wouldn't. Maybe that's, I mean, not maybe. It's definitely selfish, but who cares?
So hypothetically, just for the sake of the question, if let's say there was a deer hunting Olympics, what state do you think the USA contestant would be out of?
For deer hunting?
Mhm.
Oh, it'd be Iowa.
No, but just like they're all on a level playing field. Right?
Oh,
Like
like
all
they
the
take them-
countries,
Oh,
and they just drop them off at just kind of like the alone vibe, where it's just like, all right, we're going to drop you off at a random spot. Your
Yeah.
goal, you have all your equipment. Your goal is to whoever kills the biggest buck within 5 days. What state do you think that would come out of? Now, just throw it out there. They could drop you off in Alaska. They could. I mean, granted, I know like if we're talking whitetail specifically, maybe not, but like they can drop you off in the Midwest, the South, even in Florida. But out of all of those, which state do you think could be the most diverse hunter?
it's gonna be someone. It's gonna be someone from like a mountain hunting state. It's gonna have to be, because if you can figure out the mountains, you can figure out the ag stuff. So it's gonna be someone from either PA, Arkansas,
Michigan.
Tennessee. Michigan's not super like mountainous though, I don't think.
There's a lot of pressure though, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Shoot you a buck. I would say it's one of those. Like it could be. It's gonna. I firmly believe though that like the best deer hunter in the country is someone that no one knows. Like it's somebody that is not a social media influencer. Don't you think?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I know probably five people that do rarely get on social media that is some of the best hunters I know. And I would think there might be a little bit of mixture there. Like I agree with you. I think that like if you can get it done in the mountains, I think you can get it done easily in the ag land. And people's like, oh, well, it's just the same thing, except just, less elevation. You're still reading the slider topography features, but in a sense, that's not. But I will say there are specifics about Midwest hunting that you would also have to know, right? So that's why I'm thinking it might be Arkansas would be a good guess, and I think Missouri would be a good guess.
Like someone that hunts the Ozarks or something?
Yeah, just kind of like might have the best of both worlds, depending like on like you're not too far from the Midwest, but you also hunt primarily more mountainous stuff.
If that's the case, it could be somebody from Oklahoma. Somebody that hunts the Ozarks, somebody that hunts the Ouachita, somebody that hunts the Plains, somebody that hunts the Wichita Mountains. And you could even hunt the Panhandle.
Could, but
Like
we are
Big Plain.
49th in education, so that's the only reason I didn't include us.
You don't have to be smart to kill deer. I will tell you that I was talking with ChatGPT the other day just as like a way to create like a brand profile, and it basically like asks you about your convictions, and it interviews you in a way to try to like write things in your voice better, whether it's like a podcast script or like a YouTube video title or whatever. and it was asking like, what pisses you off about the hunting industry? And I'm like, why are you doing this? Like, I'm
Same
trying to
controls.
no. And it was, and I really got to thinking about it. I'm like, it's all the product pushing, the product peddling, the like swallowing up of access of like a limited resource and then killing that limited resource and being like, see, I know better than you. And you're like, what? And it is like the social media influencerification of deer hunting as we sit here talking on a deer hunting podcast. But it's just that it like ChatGPT did a really good job of like kind of pissing me off. But I was just thinking, dude, I think if you took a lot of these people that hunt on TV and you put them in those environments, they literally would be like, I'm happy to kill a doe out here. You know what I mean?
And a lot of the people that are those, I don't want to say public land warriors or like, but they have a tendency to go off to another state and somehow, some way kill a giant. A lot of those people have connections where it's just like, hey, buddy, I'm not hunting over here. I know this is a really good spot. Give this a stab. Sit right here. And if you spend a week there in a spot, you know, new to you, old to somebody else, it's like there's a good chance, and especially if it's in a good state, there's a really good chance you pull out something impressive.
Dude, the average guy who goes out and kills a 125-inch buck on public land with like just scouting and with their bow, I'm like, oh, dude, you could kill giants.
Yeah,
no, like you could kill mega giants.
That's why, dude. I kind of dislike this conversation right now because it's kind of like make my blood boil just a little bit. That's why whitetail hunting is. It will always hold a space in my heart, but that's why you can't take it too seriously. Like for real, it's not any new thing that they're trying to throw products in your face. That happens with every industry: fishing, hunting, target shooting, like anything in the outdoors. Like people's going to push product because you need it. Guns for sure. But it is so, and granted, it's probably because we've, I guess we do this, right? And we hear about it probably more than the average person. And we also do some of the product pushing as well. But it's like, you don't need a cotton picking thing to shoot a deer, hunt a deer. And it's like, okay. And then you need these things to kill a big giant buck. Well, even if you do kill that big giant buck using those things, no one cares after you shoot one or whatever, you and two other people is going to be the only one that ever care about that buck. And then here in the next couple of years, you really won't even care about that buck. And then it's like, then what? Oh, well, all for nothing, really. And then once you realize that, it's like, well, shoot, like I'll go out and do it for my enjoyment, but like however you want to do it, that's cool too. Like then I think that's when you start getting that mindset.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
that might have been too deep for a Monday Live, but like,
no, it's the hunting industry though. So it's like, hey, I have this problem. Well, I can fix that. I've got a product for that. You know, that's what it is to me.
They don't send you
I got something for you.
They send you a what do they call it? They don't send you a cure. They send you a temporary solution.
A Band-Aid on a bullet hole.
Yes.
That's exactly what it is. But because I was talking to ChatGPT and it was like talking about audience and talking about like what kind of show you want to have and what kind of content you want to produce. And it's like, what do you not want to be? And I'm like, I don't know, pretty much just everything that everyone else is, you know, like I don't want to be that way. I don't want to be smashing not that there's anything wrong with it, but it's like when you see a guy smashing a 190-inch buck with a crossbow in a giantly manicured field in a box blind with a heater over bait and a cell cam, you're just like, nice. It's still cool. Like I'm going to watch it, but I don't know. It just feels a little diluted.
So what do you do about it?
Nothing. Do my thing. Don't care what people do.
What do you do about it? You strap on your boots, you go out there, set a random tree that you think will work because it looks picture perfect. You'll go out there for 5 straight days and not see a dang thing. That's what you'll do. And then you'll go back then you're just like, hey, did y'all see anything? Nope, we didn't see nothing. It's like, oh dang, what are we doing wrong? Oh well, we hunt in Oklahoma. You don't hunt those premier properties or whatever. So
back in my day, candy bars were a nickel. That's what it is. Zach said, I have no interest in some of the African game, like who the heck shoots a giraffe or a lion. There is a line. There really is a line for me. And I like what, like, I don't want to shoot a monkey. I don't want to shoot a giraffe.
I would.
I don't. Looks too human like.
It's fine.
I don't want to shoot a lion. Pretty much if it eats grass and isn't a giraffe, I'll shoot it. But I don't want to shoot a giraffe. So I went to the zoo the other day. I'm like, Would you?
Would I shoot a giraffe? I don't think I've ever witnessed a giraffe hunt. Like, is it something impressive? Like, oh, you gotta watch out for this, or you gotta watch out, or is it kind of like a muskox video,
sticking over the tree branches?
Do you just get like a decap broadhead?
Yeah, 4,000 right
here. Oh shoot!
Shoot it right in the base of the neck. No, I've learned a lot about you. You shoot a giraffe. You would high fence hunt.
I never said I'd shoot a giraffe. I just said I'd shoot it. Okay, so would you not shoot a lion?
No, probably not.
Okay, then you would shoot a cougar, or I guess you wouldn't shoot a cougar.
I would.
What's the difference?
America.
What's the difference?
America. That's the difference. That's an American lion.
No. What's the difference?
There's hypothetically there's not any difference, but mountain lions are cooler than regular lions.
I don't know, dude.
I don't know. I wouldn't do it. Zach said, I think for me, the thing about finding sheds is that I like to get a hold of the deer that I possibly had seen during the season or just caught on camera once. It's just cool to hold a part of them. I never find the ones that I have on camera. Like ever. It's always ones I'm like, who is this? It's that kind of one. I never find, put it this way, I've never killed a buck that I got a shed off of. And I've never killed a buck that I've had a match set off of. Ever. Not even one side.
So obviously in YouTube videos, the people that have like consistent history with bucks, like, oh, I've been chasing this deer for 3-4 years. Yeah, I think that's where a lot of the videos people watch, and I think that's why people think it's so common that is actually a thing where you have this significant history with the buck. You have all these previous sheds off of them, but I don't know. I could be wrong, but I think for the most part, people's in the same boat. The majority is.
The majority of people. I think it's different in the Midwest though. Like when you're hunting, when you're shed hunting, maybe like sanctuaries or big woodlots, next to food, like where they're on that food source for like the entire winter, whether it's green or grain or whatever, or even bait, and they're living in a woodlot, like the likelihood of you finding their sheds when they're in that condition, it's way higher. You know what I mean? Than a deer that's browsing around looking for the thing to eat when it's cold for 5 days a year down here in the South. I mean, think about a buck in Southeast. What are the odds that dude drops 2 horns in an area that you were hunting him? It's like 0. You know what I mean? Like 0. It's probably not going to happen.
We're kind of behind on Instagram comments. Hunter Simmons said, I caught my dog chewing on my shed. He was in trouble for a while. That's one of the reasons why I don't like to give my dog sheds. So we've been situating and stuff for the baby arrival, and while doing so, I have like a little tub. It's not even a tub. It's like a little wooden dish type thing that we have sitting on the table. And I've never given my dog a shed because I don't want them to get a taste for it. And then if there's one on the ground or whatever, them chew it up. But that fell off the table, and then there was a couple of broke ones, not from falling off the table, but I just never threw them away, or I just kept them. And I threw them out in the backyard, and they love it. But now I fear that they have a taste for it. And so now they're like, oh, hey, look, it's okay to do that. I don't know if they would or not, but
they've tasted blood, man. It's all downhill from here.
I think so. And then Hunter Simmons said 200 inch with crossbow or 140 the right way.
Next question. That's super
What did
easy.
you do?
140 inch the right way.
Okay.
Would you shoot a 200 inch with a crossbow over 140 with a vertical bow?
Hand me that crossbow, son.
I'm learning a lot about you today. Continue.
Hey, listen. If it's on, I ain't even gonna say anything. Yeah, like I think so. I think I would if it's like if God, I went to bed at night and God was like, "Hey, listen, Jake, if you go out there tomorrow morning and you take a crossbow, you're going to shoot a 200 incher. But if you bring your bow, you're going to miss a 200 incher, and then a 140 is going to walk by, but you're going to connect on that one." I would say it sounds like I am bringing my crossbow.
That's why you'll never be great.
That's why I'll have a 200 incher.
And no one will respect it.
That's fine. That's fine. I will. 107-42. The lady boys are just crossbow hunters. Call me a lady boy. No, I'm just kidding. I think that's all. Yeah,
See?
that's all on Instagram right now.
The crossbows come up. Zach said, keep bows vertical. Exactly.
I do agree. Yes.
I wouldn't. Even if God came in a dream, he's like, dude, I'll give you 140 with your vertical bow. I don't even. This is like saying low fence. Vertical bow feels wrong. That's not what it is. It's just a bow.
Mhm.
Anything else is not a bow.
I
It's just called
100%
a
agree.
bow and not a bow. That's
Yeah. Then I guess it's kind of like that one video. He's like, I don't believe in all those 52 genders. He said, I'm an old school gay. I think there's 2 genders.
I have
Call me
more-
old school gay.
Yeah. Aaron Cordy said 140 inch with a recurve or 100 or 200 with a crossbow. I'll answer that for you. 140 like a man.
All right, AA Ron. I see you.
Exactly. 140 with a man, like a man. Can't do it. Can't compromise, man. You gotta stick in the dirt. That way when you do, even if you only killed. So like, do you have a whitetail goal before you die? Where like, oh, I'd like to kill a deer this big.
So that's funny you bring that up. I was thinking about that literally like 2 days ago because I was using Trophy Scan on my big buck in the living room, and I was sitting there and I was like, if I've never killed another big white, now I might be saying this or regret saying this a couple years down the road, but it's like I was sitting there thinking, I was like, okay, as for whitetail hunting goes, I think obviously I'm not going to hang my hat because I think there's obviously a bigger goal there. But if I never killed a bigger deer over that one, I won't be able to complain because I killed it with a regular bow. I killed it on public land, and we worked very hard for that deer. And so those 3 things, I will gladly hang my hat on a 162 with that.
Mm-hmm.
And so to moving forward, it made me think of there's so many other places, animals, and hunts to go on rather than just obsess about a singular species. And I don't want to say I've mastered it, like, because that's not even in the conversation. I have not. And like, whether I just got lucky on it or whatever it is, it's like, okay, I did that. Now I just want to kind of, I don't know, I just have a different area of focus in a way. And I just wanted to be able to enjoy enjoy different hunts. Cause dude, you know how it is. Every time I get on the phone with you, I talk about Kodiak, like how I want to go back, how I want to, finish that vendetta I have against that place now. And then after that, it's like, dude, there's so many like moose. We just got back from Canada. Both of us shot elk there. And it's like, I want to go back doing that again. Like there's so many other things that I could list before I would want to just like aggressively put my mindset towards this one specific species. I will still hunt this specific species. And if something fruitful comes out of it that's bigger than what I've shot, I will be grateful. But for the most part, it's like, do I have this goal? Do I have a goal that's so set in stone where it's like this or nothing for whitetail? Absolutely not.
Not set in stone. Like I have to do this for my life to mean anything, or my hunting career to mean anything. But is there like a goal? Are you like, oh, I want to shoot a Boone and Crockett before I die?
I would love to shoot at least a net 170 before I die. Yes.
I think that's one. I want to shoot a 200-inch deer at some point. Just one. Not that that's even like just one. Like that's feasible in any way. It's not even realistic.
So let me ask you this: you already said no with a crossbow to be able to do that, because if that's a goal, right? And if you're like, even if it was on public land, whatever, and I had it, like, you wouldn't do it with a crossbow.
No.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Would you do it with a rifle?
I wouldn't prefer to. I may. It depends. I wouldn't like seek it out. Like, okay, here's an example. If it's rifle season and I have a 200-inch buck,
well, you ain't gonna be shooting a deer with a rifle during archery season, dude. Come on now.
Right. Well, not where you. I make my own rules. If it was,
and if it's in the daylight, let me preference that as well.
Yeah. If it was rifle season, and I had a 200-inch deer coming in, I would still bring my bow. I would try to kill him with a bow. Now, here's the thing though. That's how much I dislike the act of shooting a rifle, not even the rifles themselves. Like I don't like the explosion. I don't like the noise. People think it's like an elitist bow thing. It's really not. It's just I don't like rifles. That's really what it is. I'd rather shoot an open sight 30-30 than like go out and hunt with like a scoped gun. I just don't enjoy it. And it's just purely the action of shooting. I really enjoy shooting pistols. I really do like shooting pistols, but it's because they're not by your face. I don't like explosions by your face. I don't like that.
The way I see rifles, because I get what you're saying, like bigger explosion, like there's more of a kickback and all that stuff. And you've gotten scope eyed probably more than anyone I've known in my life. But my thinking is like, especially with hunting or whatever it is involving guns, target practice or like sighting in your gun or whatever, I don't really like either. Just because when you shoot at an animal or something, it's like, okay, listen, I don't care if I get
you can take my left eye out.
Yeah, I don't care if I get 5 stitches right here. I'm going to make a good shot. But when it's like, you're just shooting for fun or you're shooting a sight in your gun or whatever it is, it's like, that's when I start flinching. I understand what you're saying, because with the bow, it's like you can shoot all day long and it's like, this is fun, this is relaxing. My shoulder is going to regret it later, but whatever. I get that standpoint, but just to wrap it up, if I had a 200-incher, this is why you're a better man than me. If I had a 200-incher coming out during rifle season on a property that I can hunt with my rifle, that bow will set in my corner for sure.
I understand it. Yeah, I get it. I don't even look down upon it like people do with different stuff. I think the only thing that could save rifle hunting for me would be a silencer. If I got a silencer, I may be into rifle hunting, because I really do want to coyote hunt and pig hunt and stuff with like guns more, but it's going to be with a silencer. It's going to have to be. Call me weak.
I mean, no, I get it. That'd just be sick. Plus, I think they're becoming a little bit more affordable.
Yeah.
And allowable, I guess.
Exactly.
You could have just got one.
Zach said, do y'all think after a while you'll try to make y'all's hunt harder in some sort of way? Recurve or easier where you're only a crossbow or rifle hunter?
Go ahead. I took the last one.
Definitely harder. I think for me, I would like to hunt with a recurve more. I think that'd be cool. I've killed one deer with a recurve and it was really cool. I think I'm a ways off from that, because my mind constantly just goes to alternative. It's like, what if you go out with your recurve because you think you've made it, and here comes a 160-inch deer, and you're like, I would have loved to shoot that with my compound. That's where my mind goes.
30 yards.
Yeah, until I get to the point where I can live with something that gets past me, I won't be a recurve hunter, and that's just going to be what it's going to be. Sadly,
what would that take?
I think I'd probably have to shoot. I'd have to probably already shot a booner or something like that. That's one of my goals. I mean, you have to pick goals that are almost like borderline unattainable. And how many people do you know that shot a gross 170? Like personally, like people that you could text or call on the phone.
2.
Who?
Taxidermist.
Oh, okay.
And then I don't know, probably someone off someone who we've interviewed before.
There you go. That's
Charles Beatty. There we go.
Yeah, that's borderline unattainable, right? Like a 170 would be really, really hard. So I think I would have to have, like now, because I use this as an example now. When and you know this too, when you shot a 160, you definitely don't want a 140 to get by you. But if it does, you're like, well, it wasn't the biggest one I've ever seen. You know, that sort of thing. But if a 160 got by me when I had a recurve in my hand, I would want to like make a fire and jump in it. Yeah. That would be so. I think make it harder, but like at our own pace, it's gonna take a while.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't think you should be doing anything just because someone else does it, or someone else has a different goal. Because you and I have, I mean, similar goals in a sense, but for the most part, like I feel like our goals, like hunting goals, are fairly different.
Yeah, it's very individualized.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody should have their own morals and goals and everything.
Now, as for crossbow hunters or rifle hunters, there might be a certain point in time where that's the only thing I can use. I mean, I would try to stick with the a regular vertical bow as long as I can. But I mean, if my shoulders act up too much and it's like it's either this or nothing, then yeah, I'm going to use a crossbow for sure.
Slingshot.
But until then, I don't even own one. So get that out of here. But recurve would be fun to pick up. Like start low, shoot does. I think it would be very fun because my problem is like I don't have one right now. And I feel like it's just something that you would want. I feel like if you get a recurve, and maybe someone like that's listening right now can tell me different. I feel like it's not like a compound bow where you're okay upgrading in a sense. I feel like if you have a good solid recurve or trad bow, I think it's like, no, I'm going to shoot this until this thing literally breaks on me, because it's almost like a feel muscle memory type of action. I've only shot like a recurve like maybe 15 times in my life, so I don't know.
There's a recurve only 3D shoot over McAllister in August.
There's going to be a lot of arrows flung, I would assume.
A lot of arrows missed. We'll wrap up with this one unless we got more on Instagram. I think for me, the challenge of getting, Zach said, I think for me, the challenge of getting them so close or having that moment perfect with a bow versus blasting a rifle or slug at something. I think that's it too. Like the intimacy of bow hunting. I think that's what makes it really, really fun. And the thing for me is like, I don't know if my success would go up using a rifle a bunch because I'm not very good shooting a rifle. So might as well stick with the bow and look cooler in the process. Because I don't know if it, what's embarrassing? Missing at 70 yards with a rifle. That's embarrassing. At least when you mess with the bow, people are like, oh yeah, but it was a bow.
That's true. And they're like understandable. Completely understandable.
He's going out on his sword. Any more on Instagram before we wrap up?
No. Hunter Simmons said I could rant for hours about crossbows.
Start a podcast.
Crossbowsonly.com.
Mm-hmm. Well, we appreciate you guys tuning in and checking out the podcast. If you guys enjoyed the live, make sure to follow or subscribe wherever you're watching, whether that's YouTube or Facebook. And then if you're listening to this on the recap on Spotify or Apple, make sure to leave us a rating and review. We do these every Monday, somewhere between 7 and 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. With that, we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Jesus loves you.
Bye.